Nicolene Chinchamee. And I hope I got that one correct. I got it right this time. All right, nice. So they'll both be joining us, and we'll find out what area they're going up for. Nicolene is going up for Lopino La Florissant, and I believe Andrea, who is on the bottom screen. Morning to Andrea. Andrea is going up for Port of Spain South. Is it? Andrea, morning.
Southern Port of Spain.
Southern Port of Spain. All right, good.
Hi,
Nice.
good morning.
Morning, my dear. All right,
Morning.
so let's jump straight into it here, because Monday is the day. All right, you all have been campaigning. I would imagine for both of you, this is your first time in the political arena, offering yourself up, for a political party to serve the people. So in terms of Nicolene, you are Lopino La Florissant. So I guess I'll just start with you first, in terms of why you got yourself involved in politics, and why the NTA?
Okay, why I got involved is the persons within the village. They voted for me, and they asked for me to go up to represent them.
Okay.
That's one. So I had the support. Why the NTA? Because I was given the opportunity through the NTA to come and represent my people.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And what did you do? What sort of background do you have in terms of career?
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
So yeah. So journalist researcher for SRTV. Also, as they would say, a doubles vendor. I do my food catering otherwise too.
Okay.
I'm a neo tech. Also involved voluntarily with the Hunters Search and Rescue Team.
Okay.
Yeah, also grounds work, like, activism with going out there and helping persons. Also, like when we have floods and things like that. So it's a familiar face. I have a familiar face with everyone.
All right. So you are somebody well known within the community up there in La
Community
Florissant,
and nationwide, yeah.
Okay, cool. And Andrea, how are you? So
Hi.
Southern Port of Spain candidate. So how you got involved in the politics and the NTA? Oh, Andrea. Yeah, Andrea. Yeah, how you got involved with the NTA, and why you got involved with politics?
Yes, are you hearing me?
Yes, we're hearing you perfect. Go ahead.
Okay, I always have a passion to work with people and never get the chance to. I was asked and I accept.
Okay.
Because I always wanted to be there and never get the chance. So I was glad to get the opportunity at this time. So I took it.
Okay, great. Now, in terms of your background, your career, things like that, what does that look like? What fields have you been into in terms of getting into the politics now and intending for you to be a councillor? Hello?
Okay, I used to under the UNC. Under the UNC, I had worked with councillors. I worked for general election. Yes, so.
So you.
I'm a mother of 6. I'm self-employed. I have a business.
Okay.
I had a business before the COVID, right? By the Bethel Street Station, frying wings and fries and selling,
Right. But you were with the UNC before? That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you decided to make a change and go over to the NTA, and the NTA has eventually joined with the UNC. Yeah. So you kind of end back up there in a kind of way. All right. Nicolene.
Yes, I'm glad to.
All right. Nicolene, in terms of your community, right? In terms of the walkabouts that you've been doing, the campaigning you've been doing, I mean, we were just talking to a PEP candidate, and a lot of the problems in these areas, and both of you could attest to that, there are simple problems, and a lot of the people within the communities have a lot of these solutions for these problems, right? It's just like it's as if the common man is not heard, or their solutions are not taken seriously for one reason or the other. So in terms of Lopino, La Florissant, and your area, your community, I mean, what are some of the basic needs that people need to be met?
Basic needs: roads, deplorable;
Okay.
water, non-existent, and this is throughout Lupinola Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Windy Hill hasn't had water for 3 years now. They have to
What?
get trucked on water. The Lupino La Pastora Road is caving in. We are in the rainy season, so that could be affected more on people's homes as well.
Okay.
A direct impact if that collapses. Um, if it does collapse, the La Pastora area will be cut off from the Lupino area. And then there's a road lower down on the Lupino Road itself. If that collapses as well, then Lupino on the whole will be cut off from the rest of Trinidad. So that's one of the issues: is roads and water. Then there's transportation.
Okay.
Uh, from the Aruca to Lupino is the 7.5 miles.
Mm-hmm.
And based on hours that we have to reach there, um, working hours. A person might have to work, let me say, 2 to 10 in the night. There's no
Mm-hmm.
transportation. When it comes to children, children have to leave an hour and a half or more earlier because there's no public transportation where the government will provide. So
Mm-hmm.
children might have to traverse from the alley, which is up in La Pastora, to Lupino and wait there. That will take about 45 minutes to reach Lupino, and then from there take another taxi to come to whatever destination within the Arupa area.
Wow.
Now, that is really unfortunate, and that service has to be provided for the children because, I mean, the time that first hour or so in school, this child could be falling asleep, and that's the main hour that you absorb whatever is being taught to you. And I mean, given if you ask anybody the question, where would they like to live, everyone will say, well, I'd rather go up somewhere where it's quiet, in a little country area, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But they have the most deplorable roads and being without access. It's like victimization to the people
Yeah.
within these areas. And everyone would like to live there, but it's not being developed properly.
Okay.
So, you know,
So the area is totally underdeveloped. Yeah, because countryside areas, some of these places, people want to go there. There are a lot of places in Trinidad and Tobago that Trinbagonians have not discovered. Let me put it that way, because they haven't ventured into these areas. But it's interesting that you mentioned to me that Windy Hill. Did you say that Windy Hill hasn't had pipe-borne water in 3 years?
yes, 3 years. 3 years.
3 years.
And yeah, because when I was doing my underground campaign and they opening their pipes and showing me it's dry. Everything is cast up and fixed nice, but there's no water. No water at
Wow.
all.
Wow. And Andrea, well, I guess same question to you. I mean,
Yes.
you've been walking the area, you've been talking to people. I mean, what do people want?
Well, the ground people need that change of beautiful Port of Spain is deplorable. The garbage all over the place, not being upkeep. It
Mm-hmm.
have corporation supposed to be doing these things, but like you're not seeing enough is
Mm-hmm.
being done for Port of Spain, especially all George Street and those streets you know Henry Street. All these streets have potholes in the streets going across,
Just the other day,
you know.
a man van got stuck in a hole
Yes,
on Richmond Street, and people were trying to get it out, trying to put a pallet under the tire and all kind of thing. So, I mean, I understand what you're saying with Port of Spain,
yes,
because Port of Spain is the capital city, right, Andrea? I mean, you're a resident in Port of Spain, it's capital city,
yes,
and in your time, and I went and I did a little series there on some of the
yes.
areas in Port of Spain that
Mm-hmm.
have just sunk into the abyss. It's it's almost shameful to see or to know that Port of Spain is the capital city when you go through some parts of Port of Spain. And garbage collection is one of the things that a lot of people, not just in, well, I mean, how far does southern Port of Spain cover? Just this Port of Spain area?
No, it covers as far as Woodbrook.
As Woodbrook?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, because people have been complaining to me about garbage collection, because in Woodbrook, where I'm a resident, garbage is, let me see, they come Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
All on the park.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now they will pick up garbage along the avenue every day. But for some reason or the other, the residential homes, it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right, that's when garbage collection is. So you have to store your garbage for the other days or whatever the case might be. Now, in Port of Spain, though, in some of the streets that you have mentioned, these are the streets with a lot of traffic, a lot of vendors, where it's way
Yes.
more garbage that's going to pile up. So I do understand how the corporation dropping the ball there, especially when we think about this being the capital city.
Yes. It's so terrible. I I walk the streets and wonder the same thing. That is one of the reasons why I would like to represent the people of Southern Port of Spain, because I love my country and this is the capital. People have to visit. And when the city things, it's not nice. I remember in my time to working, it at times my father will carry me to work with him, St. Hospital. And I remember 4 o'clock, the streets used to be washed down. You don't see that no more.
Yeah, that's true, That's true, actually. They used to wash it down. They used to come and wash down the streets and thing as certain or one
Yeah.
thing. I mean, it was a different. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it was a different approach back then to what we see now. Now it's almost
No.
as if you had to beg for the services to be provided to the people. But let me ask you something. What about crime and the concerns of crime in the Port of Spain area? I'll
Mhm.
start with Andrea as we already have. We go to Lupino after.
Yes, crime. We need to have more. Think our list. My grandmother used to say idle hands. We need to have more. Long, when you used to see the groups and them coming out,
Mm-hmm.
you know, under UNC, it had plenty programs. We would like to see that once more because they have nothing to do, no support to jump back on. So that is why they turn to that. I know that they need to see a change in order to get something done. They will feel like, they are neglected, so they will be out there and doing what they want. It always had the activists and even seeing that now, but
Mm-hmm.
we need more social programs so the young people, the single mothers could be able to, that help also.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Nicolene, what's it like
Feel
for you
that
up in Lopino?
that could help to reduce the crime.
Yeah. Did you just say?
Well, crime
Yeah.
in crime in Lupino per se is Lupino is still a nice place.
Right.
If it that you have to come in there, it's a one way in, one way out. And the last time we had anything was just a robbery,
Mm-hmm.
but the perpetrators were captured by the villagers, and the police came and they handled it from
I
there.
think I remember that story. When the
Yeah,
villagers. I think I remember that story. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, there's a long way to come to commit something to it. But at the same at the same time, lower Lopino,
Yeah.
we do get these things. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
crime is riddled all over the country, so there's
Yeah.
no getting away from it. But because of our political leader, and
Mm-hmm.
based on Gary Griffith, based on what it is he has performed so far with the controlling of crime, this is the hope that people have, right?
Okay.
And this is why they are looking forward to putting them in power because we need crime under control, right?
Right.
People will say crime wouldn't stop, but to have it under control and to put laws and measures in place that a person who's committing the act will know, well, yeah, they have something to face,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we need to get that under control. That's one of our main things on the priority list, together with roads and water and whatever issues facing our businesses.
Okay, yeah, because we gotta face the reality, ladies. Crime affects everything, right? It
Yes.
affects the economy within the communities, with all the little small businesses, whether it's a little grocery down the road, the little parlor, whatever the case might be. Um, the higher the crime rate, you know, more likely people willing to just not take the chance, not come out certain hours. It's like you say, transportation is a problem at certain hours in Lopino, and I know that
Yeah.
transportation is a problem at certain hours in parts of Port of Spain as
Yeah.
well, Andrea, because a lot of people they're not coming out to work any route. So
You know,
yeah, they're not coming out
yes.
because it just become too dangerous. So at the end of the day, crime I think is the number one issue, regardless of
Yeah.
whatever part of Trinidad you're living in, because it affects so many other things, right? And how people who positioning themselves for power, whether it be your political leader or whichever political leader, how they're going to deal with those things moving forward is going to be very interesting, because what I've noticed is for every plan that is put forward, somebody has a problem.
Mhm.
So it's almost as if we're not too sure what we want. It's either we want a solution and we're willing to go this route and do what it
He
takes,
might.
Yeah.
to have an effect on the issue, or we don't. And I just guess that people got to make up their mind what they want for themselves and their communities. So just before we run out of time,
So true.
Andrea, I know, well, we go to the polls on Monday. So what do you want to say to the people of southern
Yes.
Port of Spain?
But I'd like to say to the people of Southern Port of Spain, I would like to be there to work with you all and for us to have a solution together for everything. I know everything takes time, but the government had that time. We need a change now. We need to believe in our country more and
Yeah.
vote for that change, not just vote for a party. We have to vote for our representative. When we're not seeing that, we don't need to keep going down the same road. And I like for our ward presidents for us to have a watch group so we can see about the solutions with the people of Woodbrook. It's so simple and yet still it's so hard.
Yeah.
But working together, we can do it.
Okay.
I believe in that change. I need the people to believe in that change also.
All right. And Nicolene, what do you want to say to the electorate come Monday?
Well, I want people to take a look at the past 8 years that has, this government has been ruling, and if they are comfortable with it, if their lives have been changed, or if it's happier, and based on that, come out and vote for change. And we are hoping for change from Monday. So NTA, UNC, as our coalition, will come out on the 15th and start to work for the people, because it's long overdue. As I've also added, the NTA is full of youths that has come out to represent, because the persons that we have put there have not represented us at all. So we have to pick it up on ourselves now to come out here to help the people. So we are looking forward for their support on Monday. Come out and vote. Vote for a difference, vote for change.
All right. Well, ladies, enjoy the weekend. Enjoy your final campaign weekend. And best of luck on Monday at the polls. We look forward to seeing what takes place in the area, in the corporations that you all are going up for. So best of luck and have a great weekend.
All right. Thank you.
All
Thank
Thank
you,
right.
everybody.
you. Thank you
Blessed
very
morning,
No
much.
everyone
problem.
again.
Have a blessed morning and a blessed day. Thank you.
All right. No problem. Same to you.